Well, hello and welcome to chapter 81. 81 of World's Longest Suicide Note. My name is Roger. I'll take my hat off. Um, yeah, and I deal with suicide a lot. So, but in no way, shape, or form am I a mental health provider, professional, any any or all of the above. So um, yeah, don't do what I say uh, unless it's like really good and it makes sense, and then you check with everyone around you to see, is this something I should be doing, and then if they say yes, then by all means. But always do your due diligence. Don't just assume that what I'm saying is correct. Does that? I don't know. The more I talk about it, the worse that gets. So, but I just want you to know that you're in control to do whatever it is you need to do. So, anywho's, yeah, I got the hummingbird done. I mean, you can see it here. I'll do this so you can see it. Very colorful. Now we're gonna do the flower, and then we'll move on to another painting. I do a bunch of different paintings because I don't know what really my thing is, other than just painting. I mean, I don't really have my own style or my own like genre of painting. That's just what I do. Because I see a picture and I'm like, oh, that'd be fun to paint, and so I paint it. To whatever ability that I have, because at the end of the day, it's not about creating something that's amazing. It's about doing therapy for myself and doing something that I enjoy doing. And one of the things I enjoy doing most is painting. So, in that sense, it works out really well. So, I'm going to throw some paint down here, and then we're going to get going. And I want to talk a little bit about the seasons and how they affect me. I think there's this idea that summer is so much easier, so much better than any other time. And that's practically the same color, but it's a little different, and so I'm going to go with it. Yeah. There's a real idea that the summer is like the best time to deal with depression and suicidal thoughts. It's not true though. And the numbers, don't back it up as far as like summer being easier. I know for myself that summer, is easier than winter, just because of the bright, the sun. I could be more active. There's definitely advantages for me in the summer, but that comes with there's a big caveat to that, and that big caveat is it's always there, and sometimes we rely on the changing of the seasons more than we should. It's like all I got to do is just wait, and summer will carry me home. No, that's a great idea, but and then it could be a real kind of dick punch when you don't get that. And let's be honest. I mean, there's times you don't get that. That's just something you don't get that break. You're expecting the sunny weather because there's still things going on. I mean, when I was a kid, it was so much easier. Summer was amazing. It was magic because those obviously when you're a kid, your sole concern is school. I mean, you're not worrying about your job, your business, your anything else. I mean, you just allow yourself to be into that and present in that moment, and that's great. As you get older and you have those, you have stupid responsibilities that you have to do. I mean, summer becomes less of a thing because you're still working, whether it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. You're doing your thing, and so you don't really get a break from that like you used to when you were a kid. And that could be a thing. But yeah, overall for me, and I do feel generally better in the summer than in the winter. I'm going through as I'm still kind of in this meh. I'm not super depressed, but I'm not feeling good, and I've just been in that kind of zone for a while, and it's a little discouraging when it's in the summer because you don't it's like I expect to feel better in the summer, and so when you expect something and it doesn't happen, you get a little disappointed by that. So that's so the season can also have an impact because you expect something. I expect that summer was going to be way better or more chill, or I was going to get more relaxing done, or I was going to do this, and this. And honestly, that's one of the biggest things that we do is we put a lot of emphasis, we assign a lot of gravity to that change of seasons. And so it could be like a total bummer too, as far as that goes. And it could actually be worse because we feel like we shouldn't be there during this time. And so yeah, that's also a thing that happens. I'm pretty active. I'm no outdoorsman, or I don't go on hikes in the woods that like overnight things, and I mean I like a bed, and so but I'm way more active. I like to ride my bike. I ride my bike to work. I ride my bike to all my things. I like to do some hiking and some walking and some paddle boarding and all of the above. And we don't do it in the winter because the winter sucks to do that stuff. So it does open, but that's also a two-edged sword, because sometimes you go into summer, and I live where it's pretty. The winters are pretty gray. It's not like we don't get a lot of severe weather. We get a lot of rain, especially in the winter. And it's gray for long periods of time. And so that makes it, that sucks. It gets old. But so when the summer comes around, we like cram our schedules full of stuff. And we still don't have enough time to do all the other things that we actually want to do. And then it becomes kind of a stressful thing. Well, I haven't done X, Y, or Z yet. I haven't, hiked the blue pool yet. I haven't, gone up to the lake with the paddleboard and spent the afternoon up there. I haven't this or that. And so then you start feeling disappointed in what's going on because you had all these things that you were going to do. And not only that, you also have all the little projects around the house that you haven't gotten to because what you expected to get out of summer was absolutely stupidly optimistic, and you're not getting through anything. You're not checking off too many of the projects that you wanted to get done over the summer. You're not like doing the extracurriculars that you thought you'd be doing, and so it puts pressure, and then it starts messing with your head. So there's things that the summer brings that you have to manage, but I mean, again, I would rather deal with summer than winter. Winter is just hard on different occasions. Of course, on different occasions, there are different seasons, but for different reasons. I think that's what I was trying to say. Not sure I made a go of it. But I mean, as far as suicides go, there is no real significant drop off of the numbers, and the thing we don't get, there's no real ideas of where that's going until next year. We'll get all the numbers for this year next year as far as seeing where that goes and what that's all about. And so I don't know what really the numbers are looking like this summer. I'm assuming like the rest of this year it's going to be a shit show as far as those the actual suicide numbers, the official numbers. It's pretty bleak, I would assume, either way. But summer, I always am saddened when summer leaves too. I mean, again, a lot of that too is the disappointment from not hitting everything on the checklist. And every summer, and I know I do this every year, but I do it every year. And that's just, when you're going through the darkness, you're just thinking about things that you're going to be doing when the weather turns. And so it's really hard to even, not go there in your mind, to not, prepare lists and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Because you're constantly doing that during the winter when you're, oh man, I can't wait till summer, then I get to do blah, blah, blah. There's things that I planned on doing this summer. I mean, I know there's still half of it left, but I'm still dealing with the first half. Things that and so then it gets into the middle of August, towards the end of August, and you're like trying to cram experiences into your, it's like, well, this weather's going to turn, and it's going to turn. It is. And I'm not going to have, any real success in doing all of the things that I said and thought I was going to do, and I just have to be okay with that. I have to tell myself that that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because there's nothing wrong with that. You should prioritize, but again, when you're dealing with somebody who is experiencing severe mental illness, all the little details matter. You know, I mean, it all adds up, and you could say to yourself, self, no, that's like that Talking Head song. I said to myself, self, yeah, that's only like successful to a degree, and so yeah, I wish I could say that I could reason my way through it. It's difficult. It's just difficult. It's hard. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, if I would have just said, hey, summer's better than winter for me, that would answer that question. But like everything else with mental illness, it's all nuanced. It's all tied together, and it could be very heavy. You know, that the regret, the not feeling like we're doing everything we should be doing, or want to do. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with the meh. I think it's meh. I sound like a cow sometimes. Moo, meh. I can't do it. It's MEH, meh. I don't feel like when I say it, it really conveys that gross malaise of just meh. And that was better. Yeah. And especially when we feel like a lot of, our satisfaction should be tied to the number of things that we've achieved or accomplished. And then when we don't get those, even though we feel relief from our depression a little bit, that is overtaken by our regret for not doing everything that we should be doing. Mental illness sucks. I'm just saying, it sucks because it robs us of our ability to really self-regulate and reason our way through things, because we don't really trust ourselves anyway. So sometimes when I'm saying these things and I'm trying to be positive, trying to put a positive spin on it, I don't believe the words I'm saying. It's like I'm saying that because those are the words that made sense in that moment. This is how I should feel about this. But I mean, it's not, we understand. I mean, we could say it, but do we mean it? Do we feel it? Do we experience that, that, what do we do with that information? I mean, just like you could say, if you're going to like go into battle and you say, well, I'm not afraid. I mean, you could say it. That doesn't mean you're not. You can't talk yourself out of things, especially with the mental illness, because you've just been down that road way too much. And so you could say it, and it's good to say. It's good to, to give some positive reaffirmations, but there's got to be realism there too. There's got to be an understanding of what's going on inside. And then that's the thing that's, why for ourselves it doesn't really ring true, if that makes sense. So the seasons make things different. Some things easier, some things harder. It doesn't alleviate anything. And we kind of I know every summer I go into it with the hope of it's going, just the summer vibes are going to carry me through. And sometimes that works out and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. But it's just a different challenge. It's just a different time. And I think part of it is we look for something to take the pressure off, to take that burden off. And during the winter, we look forward to summer. In the summer, we can sit out and have our coffee, and it's beautiful, the sun shining down on our faces, and all the stars align, and everything works in a way that we feel great. And that has happened. I mean, there's been times when I felt really good, but we overemphasize that part of it, because the idea is if we don't have to carry that burden, if something will come up and give us a hand, like walk behind us with their hand carrying our backpack, it'd be very uncomfortable for that person or thing, but that's what we want. And sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. And so then we move forward. And we always fight. We always fight for that next day. And that's what we need to be doing. So I'm going to let you go. I hope you're enjoying your summer. And I hope that you don't overthink it or, put too much emphasis on it. Especially about making the most out of it. It's not a competition. Tell myself it. This is not a competition. I don't have to. It's not like anyone's timing me or I'm not, so just sometimes let summer. It's a good thing for me to listen to. Let just summer do its thing and I'll do my thing, and hopefully those things will help. So I can keep going. I will keep going, but I don't need to do it. I don't need to do it on your time. So I will let you go. Have a great day. Keep fighting. Talk to you on the next one.